Hi, I have some updates to tell you. First of all, I miss you a lot. Second of all, I'm really overwhelmed. I did okay last week, but the weekend was really hard for me. So I'm trying to pick myself back up, and I just want to thank you for being patient as I figure some stuff out. So all the changes that have been made to our exam, you can see there's a document posted on our stream page of Google Classroom that has all of the information. Essentially, we are only going to be tested on the prose FRQ. So that's FRQ 2. It is the short story one. Okay, so that makes things just a little bit complicated. We were in the middle of our poetry assignment. It was going great. We're going to press pause on that. And what I want to ask you to do between now and literally the end of April 30th, I think, or 31st, I don't even know. But the last day of April is when I would like you to have all of the poems read and analyzed just for round one. So there is a form that you fill out. It's posted in the poetry section of our Google Classroom page. You fill the form out for each pairing of poems. So you fill the form out for To Be of Use and The Fish. And then you fill the form out for Lineage and Dover Beach, I think it is. You go through all of them. I did realize, though, that I made a mistake, and two of the poems were exactly the same, and they were from the 1800s. So I replaced one of those poems. Daffodils is the one that I replaced. I replaced it with Sonnet 43, I think it is. You can find all of that in the poetry section of our Google Classroom page. So do please keep completing the poetry if you haven't already, and I'll go through and update things as I can. What this means, though, is we're going to just pause poetry. We'll come back to it in May, and we'll continue on with round 2, 3, 4, and all the way to the finals, round 5. What I want to focus our time on this week, focus most of our attention on, is finishing up All the Light We Cannot See and having a discussion. Now, I want us to have an online digital group discussion, which is something completely new. What I did, though, I tried to group you with people I see you normally working with, and I'll explain what you're going to do with that assignment just in a second. But the reason why we're doing this, there's really two reasons. One, for us to finish up our novel and be able to talk about it. And two, I want to use the same discussion format next week when we start shifting our focus into test prep and getting ready for the prose question, because that is a really difficult question for me and for a lot of people. So that's another reason why we're trying out this digital discussion. Okay, so I'm going to show you now what to do and how to do it. You have the full week to get it done. Please let me know if there are issues or if the group situation isn't working out. Okay, so let me show you what to do. I'm at our Google Classroom page. I'm going to click on the stream, and you can see right here. So it's the second thing posted today. You can see all of the changes that have been made to our exam. I'm not going to go over it because it's pretty well explained in that document. What I do want to go over is what I need you to work on this week. So I'm going to click on classwork. And in All the Light We Cannot See, this is the first thing posted. So what you're going to do, students, click it open, and it'll look like this. So we're going to try something a little new. And I've already explained why we're doing this. So let me show you what you're going to do. You're going to click on this link, and you'll see the groups that I have come up with. I tried to pair you with people I normally thought you worked with. Some people I tried to mix up just a little bit, but I really did try. So if there's an issue, let me know. But I did the best I could. So what you're going to do, I'm going to use Daniel's group as an example. The first person that's listed, I would like that first person to make a copy of this document. Then that first person, I'd like you to please share it with the other people that are in your group. Now, the difficult thing, students, is that you are going to have to figure out who is going to be in charge of which question. So there's 5 questions. Everybody is going to do one question. So Again, in Daniel's group, they have 6 people. So what they're going to end up doing, one person is either going to do number 4 or number 5 again. Then you can see Omar's group, they have 5 people. So they're just going to figure out who's going to do what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're all going to answer number 6. Each person in your group is going to answer number 6. Okay. So what you're going to do with your group, you're going to respond to your question. So let's say, for example, let's say that I am in Naomi's group because they only have 4 people. So if I'm in Naomi's group, I figure out I'm going to do number 1. I write my response right here and I put my name after my response. Then I go down and I respond to number 6. And then I'm done. I have to wait for everybody else to put in their response. And then what I'm going to do is then I'm going to reply to people's responses. Now it says right here, reply or respond to at least 2 thoughts or questions. So I'm going to respond to this. Maybe, again, I'm in Naomi's group. Maybe Naomi takes number 2 and I read what she had to say and then I add my reply right here. Now, if Naomi sees my reply and she wants to add to it or reply to my reply, she can do that either just right underneath or maybe by adding a comment. Okay, so this is totally something new. I hope this is something that is going to work for us because I already have a plan for next week and like how we can use this. But before we went straight into this, which has like all of this that you have to do, there's like 8 different steps. I just wanted to make sure that we could actually make use of this platform and of this way of talking to one another and responding to one another, because that is the biggest part of our class. And the biggest thing that helps people learn, like hearing what other people have to say and understanding their perspective. So you have until the end of the week to get this done. I'd like it on Friday so that I can look at it on Saturday and on Sunday and assess if we're ready to go on to this part that I have already like created for us. So that's what you're going to do this week. If you haven't already, it would be nice if you could finish up the poetry too, but if that's too much, that's okay. You literally have until the end of the month to get through just the first step. So for the first step, you click on this form and you fill it out for each pairing of poems. Now, I did recognize that I made a mistake and daffodils needed to be replaced. That's one of the last poems. So I replaced that poem with Sonnet 43. Okay, please let me know what questions you have on either the poetry expectation or the all the light we cannot see expectation. Now, I'll go through and I'll update the poetry probably once a week once you've filled out the forms. And I know a few people have already done that and I need to update those grades, which I will do soon. The last thing I wanted to go over is the review packet. Some people have told me they've had some issues uploading theirs. Just let me know and I can figure out how to help you. I would like this though by the end of the weekend. So you have until Sunday at like midnight to turn in your packet, and you have until Friday at midnight to finish up your group discussions. So really just focus on these 2 things, students. But if you are feeling bored or if you're feeling like really motivated, you have a lot in you, then go forth with the poetry. Okay, so your first your first focus should be on all the light we cannot see. And then once you have all of that done, then it'll be the poetry. We're just going to fill in the poetry as we can, because again, you have until the end of the month to finish up the round 1 of our March Madness. Now it's not even March Madness. Now it's just Poetry Madness. Okay, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being kind and for understanding and being flexible. I appreciate you. All right, I'll talk to you later.